Thanks, Jay Wittes and Bill O'Reilly in the Miller Times segment tonight, fighting the Islamic Jihad. As Talking Points pointed out earlier this week, insane Muslims are now targeting regular folks, Christians and Jews, for murder. Joining us from Chicago with his view on the jihad, Dennis Miller. So, the mall attack accomplished nothing other than killing, poor people who were shopping. And you say?
Well, I think we got a couple, we have three tines on this fork of my plan, Billy. First up, I would say we have to do a rebranding thing. I would start using the phrase war on terror again in so many different permutations. It would make Bubba in Forrest Gump look like he didn't have any idea how to prepare shrimp. So I'd hit war on terror every couple of seconds. I would have our president come out, if he can take a day off from telling me what a religion of peace Islam is, and I would say that he notes there's a faction within the Islamic community that seem to cling to their gods and guns. If he could possibly do that just to get the square even. Then tactically, I would do the following. I would shut up once in a while about what we're going to do. I would loom ominously in the background. This is the world stage, not an Oprah panel, for God's sakes. We talk too much. Secondly, like Grant told Sherman, I would meet the enemy wherever we could, and if it was Bashar Assad, and I would kill him. Whenever you get an opportunity, you whack-a-mole them. Lastly, anybody in that part of the world, unless they tighten it up, gets $0. No more money to anybody. And lastly, just personal whimsy, I institute my Secret Santa plan, where you take the 10 craziest SOBs in the world, assign them each a Secret Santa, don't tell them who's who, they act up, the other guy gets blown up. And lastly, I would take Sandra Fluke, Al Gore, Dennis Kucinich, all these whiny people we have over here, and form an ultra-elite whiny Avengers and drop them behind enemy lines and let them go after the Muslims about women's contraception and pacifism and the hot sun. Let them do it.
That might be unconstitutional to take them and just to drop them behind the lines, Miller.
You're right. I think that violates Geneva stuff, but okay. It would make my days easier.
All right, now, San Francisco. You've been there a lot, right? San Francisco? It's a good town.
Yeah, sure, Billy.
A little crazy sometimes.
Yeah, sure. I'm up there all the time leaning on Nob Hill.
There's a club there that you might have been to. It's called the New Century Theater, and it has naked women in it. All right, so a guy named Jose Manuel Gomez Sanchez, long name, goes into the club with an Oracle credit card. He works for Oracle, the high-tech company. All right, he racks up $34,000 in charges in just the time that Jose was in there, all right? Charged to Oracle. It's an Oracle credit card. Oracle says, hey, we're not paying this, and now the club is suing Oracle for the 34 grand. What do you think?
Well, listen, Jose Jimenez Mark Sanchez might have been working for Oracle on the day shift, but evidently thought he was working for Orifice at night, all right? And I think they should start taking it out of his salary, and I would do it in ones. I'd take ones out every week. Billy, this story's going to be dated next week because I'm telling you, they'll be coming out with an app soon where they put a G-string, one of those barcodes on the stripper's G-string, and then you just flash your phone across it, and you can give her a certain amount and then hold it up and show her what you give her. It's the app of the future, Billy. So Mr. Gomez, you'll be able to do that.
Obviously, Oracle should have just, docked this guy the money and stayed out of court. But now this is a legitimate lawsuit. I mean, the club's going after it.
Yeah.
But how do you rack up $34,000? I mean, I don't even want to know, Miller. I'm sorry. Don't even tell me how you do it. But
listen, in the world we live in, this probably gets the guy put on the Oracle board because they need a Spanish guy.
I guess. I don't know, man. 34,000. All right. Further south in Brazil is a billionaire named Count Chiquinho Scarpa. He looks like Jackie Mason. He looks like that's Jackie Mason. That's not Count Chiquinho Scarpa. Anyway, and his bird friend, Lois. All right, now, he buys this Bentley, and he wants to bury it so that he can have it in the afterlife when he dies. This is true.
So your advice
for the Count is?
Well, my advice for the bird is to get a new owner.
Get out of there. You'll be buried next.
Absolutely crazy. You're going down the pipe next.
That's right.
Cockatoo.
Get out of there.
Secondly, you don't want to be the pallbearer at that burial. Who's that, Manny, Mo, and Jack? And lastly, if this guy dies in a car wreck, everybody wins. They can just plant him in the car. Listen, I think everybody should start taking their possessions to the grave. If Obama's going to get you for 55% after you die with the inheritance tax, I say take it all with you in the coffin. Make them be actual grave robbers. Make them dig you up and get it.
And have it in your hand. Have the Undertaker put it in your hand like this. By the way, that Bentley that this dopey count is burying, $500,000. That's how much it's cost.
And he still can't dress himself.
Dennis Miller, everybody. One footnote, tickets going very fast for the first Boulder Fresher show of 2014. Miller and I will see y'all in Orlando, Florida, Saturday, January 18th at the Bob Carr Center. Neither Miller nor I know exactly who Bob Carr is, but we'll find out. Info available on BillO'Reilly.com. Tickets will make great Christmas gifts. Did you see that on deck? A preview of my appearance on 60 Minutes this coming Sunday. Right back with it.